All right, my friends, it's about 3:30 p.m. right now. I'm getting this post-market video out a little early because I got something I gotta go do. Let's get right to it. I mean, pretty much we've seen a lot play out, but right now we are seeing Fed Chair Powell testifying before Congress, but I watched it for about 20, 30 minutes and it was mostly BS. But we will get to the Federal Reserve presidents and what they're saying today, and a couple of things Powell said that I found interesting, and I think most of the stuff of the day has played out. So I feel pretty fine about releasing this a little bit early today, anyways. So let's take a look at the markets. Beautiful, beautiful day in the stock market. Dow up 0.5%, S&P up 0.7%, Nasdaq up outperforming up 0.9%. We have gold flat, silver slight loss, 0.5%, crude oil almost 1%, 0.8%, and cryptos made a little bit of a nice move off of their lows. Bitcoin broke below that 30,000 level, and now it's back at 32,500. I talked about the 30,000 level, 30 to 40,000, and it looks like I've been proven correct on that one. It broke below, but then it broke right back above. So we're still within this 30 to 40,000 range. I'm still not concerned at all about the movement of cryptos. There's a little bit more talk about regulation. There's a little bit of positioning here because, because China, did their thing, and because cryptos do represent a certain amount of threat to the global financial system as it currently stands. So, there seems to be some of that going on, but again, I'm still not concerned, and it's because the underlying mechanism of the dollar being inflated to record amounts is not changing at all. And based on what we heard from the Fed, it doesn't look like we're going to change. So let's just take a step back and say, what was the market doing before the Fed speaker started coming out? Well, this morning the market was totally flat. The dollar was actually higher, and the 10-year yield was higher as well. So what happened? The dollar has now put on a loss for the day. It's back below 92, up 91.69, going a lot lower. The 10-year was at 1.51 at about 8 a.m., and then it's at 1.48 right now. So, and of course, on the weakness in the dollar, stocks put on gains. No surprise. Crude oil even fell today, and the market put on gains. So, a very strong market. Crude's still above $73 a barrel. I mean, it's had a crazy run, and it's going to go. Eventually, it's going to go to the $100 level that Bank of America talked about. But even in the medium term here, I see crude going. Say in the next 2 months here, I see crude going probably to 80, maybe even 85. So that's that. And look, gold and silver were a little bit lower earlier, but I can't lie. I would have liked to see a little bit of a better move in gold and silver given the reversal that happened in the dollar. But hey, they play their game, we'll play our game, right? This is the situation we're in. We have other positions that are serving us. So that's that. But now let's get to the Federal Reserve. We had Loretta Mester, who's the first one out, and she's not a voting member this year, but she will be a voting member next year. So what she says still does matter. And so she said the Fed was intent on telegraphing its tapering well in advance so that we're not surprising anyone. And this is par for the course. The Fed doesn't want to scare the market. And that rate hike decision, they knew they were going to scare the market a little bit last Wednesday, but now they're slowly walking it back, and as they've walked it back, the dollar's tapered off of that high level, and the stock market has put on almost 2% across the board in the last 2 days. So this is how it works. This is the market right now, and so let's get to the other ones. So Williams this morning. We'll get to a big duh moment. I mean, here's one. So they're buying $120 billion a month in bonds. Of that, they are buying $40 billion a month in housing bonds. Now, you might know about the housing market. It's pretty common right now. We got the existing home sales data. Prices are at records, but yet the home sales declined almost 1%. So there's no supply of houses, and then the prices are going way up. And Fed Williams says bond buying isn't designed as direct housing aid. Well, I don't care how it's designed. They know exactly the effect it's having. It's creating a super bubble in housing, along with all the other sorts of demand that's being artificially stimulated in terms of what investment vehicles you have to go in, because there's no interest-bearing savings accounts or other assets that you can go into right now, other than basically the stock market and real estate in terms of those sectors. And so when they play this dumb game, like, I mean, Williams knows exactly what they're doing, because I mean, there's a whole lot of becauses, but just think about it logically. We can understand this. It's 1 + 1 = 2 to us, okay? And they're no smarter than us. They act smarter, they talk smarter, but I mean, I think they're a lot dumber actually, because they chose the wrong side. But whatever. I mean, they're screwed. I might not have the money that they have, but at least I'm conscious. At least I have a fucking brain in my head, I don't know. Maybe there's just black goo. What do you think's in their head? Why don't you leave a comment, right? And then, so the other thing Fed Williams said is discussion about adjusting rates still quite a ways off. So, like I said, okay, they put the dot plot out saying there was going to be rate hikes in 2023. That same day, Powell says, yeah, don't even look at the dot plot. And now we're getting all the Fed presidents coming out and saying, yeah, the adjusting rates is still a ways off. It's like blah, 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 blah. And so this is... And not only that, but like, oh, we're gonna follow the data, follow the economy, and this is what Powell got into today. Powell was saying, basically, well, here's a big one, but he did say we are on an unsustainable path debt-wise, but they're not going to address it until the economy is strong. Well, let me tell you, the economy hasn't been strong in over a decade, probably considerably more, probably like 15 years, maybe more. Probably since 2008, right? The economy has been in a depressed growth, and we also had the COVID lockdowns, which was totally stupid, in my opinion. You have yours. So they're only going to address it when it's strong. Well, they designed the collapse of the economy through the release of this thing into the environment, and so they know they have AIs running all this stuff, the possibilities. This is just stupid, man. And to see them talking about this, to me, it's insulting our intelligence, because we should understand at least a shred of this. And if we do understand a shred of it, we understand that these are just power-hungry maniacs. That's all they are. And I don't care, what people might think about them. That's just my opinion. But I think there's so much evidence for it, for the fact that people have just been suffering on such a high level for so long now, in so many different ways. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you name it. People are suffering. And in my opinion, the monetary policy of the Fed has really has been a big driver of all this, especially with the way they fund different sectors. Like during the COVID crisis, oops, I shouldn't have said it, now I'm going to get flagged. They had this whole paycheck protection program or whatever, this stuff that was passed that was designed to help small businesses. So the small businesses had to fight just to get an inch of this stuff, and most of them didn't get it, and hundreds of thousands of businesses failed. On Yelp, I remember last year, it was like 50% of small businesses were gone. Meanwhile, corporations were getting a direct line of unlimited credit from the Federal Reserve. So, I don't know. But, let's just get to the next thing Powell said. I could literally go on forever about one thing that Powell said. I could just keep going, but I want to keep this somewhat. Plus, I gotta get out of here, man. Like, I'm just going crazy right now. Okay, but here's one thing. He said, "I have no question that." I can't even read it. I have no question that the federal government will be able to pay its bills. Well, who is paying the bills of the federal government right now? It's the Federal Reserve. Of course they can pay their bills because the Federal Reserve will print everything. And they want to print everything. Okay? That is their goal. So of course there's no question they're going to be able to pay the bills because the Fed's the one paying the bills. And whose back is it on? Oh yeah, is it the Fed that has? No, we have to pay it back. Okay? So protect yourself. Become your own central bank. Okay? Stop fucking sitting there. Jesus, man. I know you're not just sitting there. I don't mean to take it out on you. I really don't. Okay, now here's something on the digital dollar. I mean, I think I've covered why the market went up today. Dovish talk from the Fed pushed the dollar lower, pushed the 10-year, lower, which wasn't a great reaction. But even with the loss in oil, the Fed talk has lifted the market today. And so let's get on a little bit of a digital dollar. The reason I don't like the digital dollar is because, in a perfect world, I want competing currencies. I want freedom in the monetary system. That's just all there is to it. And apologies, I don't do cocaine. My nose is just really itchy. I don't know why. But the Congress people who just suck off the Fed, they say, thank you so much for your service, Fed pal. Thank you so much for being here. Praising him like a freaking god of some sort. They ask this question: are you working internationally to try and get into digital IDs with the digital dollar? Powell says that they are looking into it. And he said, he's talking about, well, look, the plan is to have the one reserve currency, one currency that's tracked across all of it, and we're all going to have our digital ID. Every single transaction we make will be tracked and monitored. And what they do with that information, I don't know. Think about it. But I don't like it. I don't like the possibility of them being able to access that kind of information. I think I should have the rights to my own information. But, have your opinion again. But then they talk about the dollar as the reserve currency. And these are just lies that I can't let pass. So I'm going to talk about them. Well, only one lie. He lies every single time a word comes out of his mouth, but I just want to talk about one lie. He says, we have open capital markets. That's why the dollar is a reserve currency, the world reserve currency. We have no open capital markets. Everything is totally managed. Can we not see that? Look at my video the other day I did on yield curve control and how managed the yield curve is, obviously. Please, this is not a free, open market. Okay, whenever an imbalance comes in the market, the Fed fills it by printing digits on a screen and then solving whatever problem is. They inflate, and nobody cares about it because the population has been dumbed down to such an extent that they don't understand economics in the slightest. Look, it doesn't take many functioning brain cells to understand basic economics. It's just you've been taught that economics is this special discipline that nobody can understand because it's micromanaged. Well, they've made it micromanaged because that's how they gain the power. That's how they take control of the system. But it's really just supply and demand, man, and allowing things to adjust themselves. But when you start getting in the business of manipulating economies for certain ends and certain goals, which is what we've had for over 100 years now, that's when it gets complicated. And so to understand what it should be is not hard. But to understand why it is the way it is, that's a lot harder. But that's why I'm here to explain it to you, because I do understand these. I took a degree to understand how messed up this entire system is and how they manage the economy. Now I'm trying to fight to get out of that. So I hope you're getting some of what I have. And please, like I say every time, I don't get any comments. I just get negative comments, which is fine. Hey, any publicity is good publicity. Okay? So I don't care. But hey, ask me a question. I'm not gonna. Am I scary to you? I love all of you. Okay? So just please, I love talking about this stuff. This is what I want to do. And I don't care if I make any money from it. I get satisfaction from speaking my mind to other people. That's really what it comes down to. And I'm willing to talk about anything. So let me know, man. Let me know. I think this video has been long enough. I think I've covered a lot of very, very important stuff. I know I went pretty crazy on this, and I'm spazzing out right now. But Hey, look, this is reality, okay? You know, probably gonna go pet my cat to get a little sane here, okay? Maybe I'll go play some basketball after I do the thing that I gotta do. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I've enjoyed being here with you. Hope you enjoyed this video as well. See ya.